Hello, friends, and thank you for supporting This Day in Jack Benny. I'm John Henderson. This is not a regular episode of the Jack Benny program, but a bonus episode about the lovable Jewish stereotype character, Mr. Kitzel.
Mr. Kitzel, what are you doing here?
Mr. Benny, I want to be among the first to congratulate you on moving to this network.
Well, thank you. I hope you approve of the move.
This I do immensely. CBS is my favorite network.
Oh, you like their shows?
Artie Auerbach first played the unnamed hot dog man on the Jack Benny program in 1946.
Hey, mister, 4 hot dogs, please.
Yes, sir. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like him, and they're all red hot. Well, puppies coming up.
How much are they?
3 cents apiece.
3 cents?
Uh-huh.
Why do you sell them so cheap?
Taste them.
They didn't mention his name then, although the character already had a name, because even though he became quite popular on the Jack Benny program, he had already been appearing on the Al Pearce program for years.
Kindly state your name.
My name is C.B. Kitzel.
Yeah, but what does the CB stand for?
It could be.
The character also showed up on other radio shows.
Eddie Cadder. Sometimes comedy just happens.
Pardon me, Skipper.
Yeah?
I just opened up here a store, and I would like to give your radio audience a few samples of my candy.
Yeah. But look, that's very nice of you. But people can't taste over the radio.
No? Well, how about I can give them some perfume?
My dear man, can't you understand? You can't smell over the radio.
You should listen to yourself sometimes.
The Abbot and Costello program. Come on, let's see if we can find a jockey to ride your horse.
As a jockey, I'm a dandy.
Well, it's our old friend, Kitzel.
Oh, my, hello, Mr. Abbott, and you too, Mr. Costello. My goodness, I haven't seen you in a long distance. I understand that you're looking for a jockey.
Now, just a minute, Kitzel.
Yes.
Are you trying to tell us that you know how to ride a horse?
Do I know how to ride a horse? I'm laughing.
I see that.
They even released a record with his signature song.
Hot roasted peanuts, a munchy, crunchy bag of lunchy. Get your hot roasted peanuts. No, we don't. Ice cream cones. Get your dreamy, rich, and creamy double-decker ice cream cones.
Get your pickle in the middle with the mustard on top. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like it, and they're all red hot. Everybody's living like a lord, eating Coney Island smorgasbord.
I'm sick of chicken and I'm tired of steak.
Well, nothing could be better than the weenies I make.
Once I start to eat them, I can't stop.
Yeah, with pickle in the middle, sizzling off the griddle. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Say, boys, you want the pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, or the mustard in the middle and the pickle on top?
Makes no matter how you mix them, cause we like the way you fix them. Just put Frannis on the Strannis and do lug us a batch. Catch?
Well, Natch. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like it, and they're all red hot. Everyone who eats them asks for more. better than a lobster they made do.
I don't care for coffee cause it goes to my head.
And I'll let Nelson Eddy keep his shortening bread.
I can gobble hot dogs till I drop.
Aha, with pickle in the middle, sizzling off the griddle. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Come, ladies and gentlemen, a picnic for only 10 cents. You don't have to be suspicious, they're nutritious and delicious. Just step right up and get them, because they're all red hot. They don't bark and they don't bite, they don't keep you up at night.
What you're about to hear is the pilot for his own radio show, Here Comes Mr. Kitzel, from December 27th, 1950. These days, we would probably think twice about having a show that features such a broad ethnic dialect as Mr. Kitzel and his ethnic dialect pals, but there were already shows on the air that had dialect humor, like Life with Luigi.
Dear Mommy, in a few days is it going to be the finish of all 1950 and the beginning of that little bambino 1951. I'm a hope this little fella is going to turn out to be nicer than his papa, and is going to make no more wars. Everybody is live along, and in 1951 is going to be so good. Everybody is going to want it to stay here for the next 100 years.
And the Goldbergs.
Don't be bamboozled by an act. She is acting.
This is not acting.
Molly,
Papa, darling.
In this episode, they mention the song Button Up Your Overcoat.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself. You belong to me.
And the WPA was a government work project. So put a pickle and mustard on your hot dog and enjoy the show.
Here comes Mr. Kitzel. With Will Wright as Mr. Kitzel's partner, Elmer Benson.
My motto is, things are never as bad as we think they are. They're worse.
And starring Artie Auerbach as the one and only Mr. Kitzel.
Listen, Mr. Sponsor, to a message short. Message short. Message short. Listen, Mr. Sponsor, to a message short and an old familiar tune. If you want a program that'll sell your wares, sell your wares, sell your wares. If you want a program that'll sell your wares, then consider Kitzel's Show. Oh, we've got it budgeted so nice and low, nice and low, nice and low. We've got it budgeted so nice and low that you must buy Kitzel's Show. Mr. Kitzel, Mr. Kitzel. He's the answer to your clamor for a fresh new radio show.
It's a bright, sunny morning, and Mr. Kitzel is walking down Forest Avenue in the Boyle Heights section of Los Angeles on his way to the delicatessen store, which he owns in partnership with Elmer Benson.
With the pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like it, and they're all red hot. Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Hello, Mr. Kitzel. Have you perchance been to your business establishment as of yet?
No, I'm just now on my way.
Don't permit me to detain you. Hasten to your store with alacrity, and hurry up.
Men talks a beautiful English. Hurry to the store with alacrity. What for? Oh, well. Button up your overcoat when it comes a freeze. Take good care of yourself. It's Los Angeles. Good morning, Mr. Junior.
Hello, Kitzel. Been to the store?
No, I was just now.
Better go right away.
What happened? An accident?
No.
Elmer is sick and he didn't show up.
No, Elmer's there.
Then what?
Take my advice, go.
Goodness sake, what's going on this morning? They wouldn't even stop to exchange a hello. Maybe I better rush to the store. Oh, Mr. Perez, you're just the man I want to see.
Oh, buenos dias, Senor Kitzel.
Good dias to you, Mr. Perez. Say, tell me something. What's going on this morning by my store?
Oh, that... I don't know.
That's a statement. Mr. Perez, are you sure you don't know?
Well, I know, but I don't know.
From you, I wouldn't expect such a statement. From a politician, yes, but not from you.
One thing I can tell you.
Yeah?
It is something very unusual.
Unusual? What can happen so unusual? Every day is the same. We're selling corned beef, pepper beef, roast beef and cheese, salami, pastrami, and honey from bees, sauerkraut bagels, and a bottle of pop, and the pickle in the middle with the mustard on top. What can happen?
There he is. Now we can tell him.
All right, I'll tell him.
Don't tell him. Let somebody tell him who can tell him.
Big mouth, who are you to tell him?
Ladies, gentlemen, for goodness sake, please.
Wait a minute.
All right.
The proper person to tell Mr. Kitzel is his partner, Mr. Benson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Elmer.
My motto is the shortest distance between 2 points is the way bad news travels.
What are you talking about?
All right, if you insist. Kitzel,
Yeah?
it shouldn't happen to a dog, but the Chamber of Commerce of Boyle Heights just named you the friendliest man in the community. Yeah, and to make matters worse, they're going to give you a banquet.
That's right.
On Saturday night at the community hall, you'll be the guest of honor and have indigestion.
Guest of honor? Me, a guest of honor?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
When Mr. Kublitz was sick, who stayed up all night watching the fever?
Mr. Kitzel.
Yeah, and when Sarah Sadenberg needed $200 for an operation, who gave it to her?
Mr. Kitzel.
When Monahan the cop was going to lose his job, who spoke to the chief and saved it? Who, in short, is the biggest pushover in Boyle Heights?
Mr. Kitzel.
No! All right, quiet. So to finish with the bad news, on Saturday night, in addition to getting a tough steak and a wilted salad, you, Mr. Happy Boy, are going to be made honorary mayor of Boyle Heights. And if you accept, you ought to have your head examined.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Will the ladies auxiliary kindly desist from clearing the paraphernalia and sundries for a few minutes? Thank you. Now, it behooves me with great pleasure to introduce to you the honorary mayor of Boyle Heights, Mr. Kitzel. Everybody rise, please, to your feet. Now, all together. Happy your honor to you. Happy your honor to you. Happy your honor, Mr. Kitzel, the mayor of Boyle Heights. Mr. Benson.
Yeah?
You neglected to rise up and toast his honor.
My feet hurt. Jay Wilson, tell me something.
Certainly, Mr. Benson. You have the benefit of my complete edification.
Yeah, well, be that as it may. I was wondering, now that Kitzel's the honorary mayor, do you think he could use his influence to get me a plain piece of boiled beef instead of this tough steak?
No favors later, Benson. He's required now to make his speech. All right, Your Honor. Quiet and silence, everybody. His Honor is going to favor us with a few words. Don't forget, Kitzel. Begin by including everybody in.
Everybody going to be...
His Honor, Mayor Kitzel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Juniors, Mr. Perez, Elmer, fellow Boyle Heightsers, Shriners and Shrinesses, Elks and Elkesses, Moose and Misses, and the balance of my dear friends. I hope I didn't leave out anybody, because if I do, forgive me. You see, never before in my whole life did I ever make a speech. And Mr. Wilson told me that this is the proper way to begin a speech. He also said I should say a few words. A few words. How can I possibly going to say in a few words what your friendship means to me? What this honor you have given me means to me? I couldn't begin to tell you in a few words. And I don't think I could even tell you if I used many words, including the big ones that Mr. Wilson uses. All I can say, believe me, is thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I can assure you that for Boyle Heights, I'm going to do everything I can do. More than that, I couldn't do, but everything I can do, I'm going to do.
You can do something for me right now.
What's that, Elmer?
Get me a plain piece of boiled beef.
Good morning, Elmer.
Oh, what's good about it?
What's good about it? The sun is shining, the birds are singing, it's a wonderful day.
It's the first of the month, the bills are due, and we have to take inventory.
Oh, my goodness, you're so cynical.
I'm practical.
There's a difference.
Why, certainly there is. The trouble to you, Kitzel, is you're a dreamer. You're too trusting. You need some down-to-earth Yankee judgment.
Yankee judgment? Me?
Well, you need something for balance. Maybe that's where I fit in.
Now, Elmer, I consider that I'm a very well-balanced gentleman.
Well-balanced?
Yeah.
You?
Yes.
Kitzel, you are Boyle Heights' answer to the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Comical gentleman, very comical. Elmer, please, that's not funny. To be unbalanced is a very serious thing. A man could go crazy like that.
Well, forget it. I was only joking. Now, how about taking inventory?
Ooh, it wouldn't be necessary to take inventory. By tonight, we're going to be all sold out.
What?
You know why? I expect big business today. Everybody will come to buy from the honorary mayor. That's me.
Oh, yes. Several of them are already in.
Fine. Who?
Mr. Wilson, who?
Well, did you give us an order?
Yes, get his daughter a telephone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mr. Junior stopped by.
Mr. Junior's, bless his heart. He's crazy about our corned beef.
He's crazy, yes.
Yeah, how many slices did he order?
He left this parking ticket for you to fix.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gimme.
Well, there you are. There was Mr. Feinbaum, Joe Crane, and Mrs. Worms. They told me to tell you how wonderful it is to have an honorary mayor. Now they know just who to come to for favors.
Well, now, actually, as honorary mayor, I would like to do something for the whole community.
Oh.
Not just for individuals, something that's going to benefit everybody.
I know just the thing.
What?
Resign.
Happy boy, one joke a morning is enough.
Who's joking?
There must be something I can do for the community from Boyle Heights. Elmer, I got it.
What?
Come here and look out of this window.
What's the matter?
See over there, Mrs. Halstead is crossing the street?
I don't consider that a news item.
No, it's not a news item, but you see how she avoids the middle of the street?
Oh, Kitzel, it's almost noon. We ought to be taking inventory.
Do you know why she avoids the middle of the street?
Oh, she's not the chicken, so she doesn't want to cross the road. Ha, ha, ha.
This is not a joke. It's very serious. In the center of the street is a hole in the pavement.
Yeah.
And last week I saw Mrs. Blotz almost turn her ankle.
So what?
Well, it's a menace, a danger, and it got to be fixed.
For your information, that hole is still left over from the WPA. It's not your problem.
I don't care who left it over. I'm going to remove it. That's my business as honorary mayor.
Will you listen to me just once? That hole is the problem of the street maintenance department of the city of Los Angeles. Now let them worry about it.
Elmer, it's a wonderful suggestion.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me.
I certainly do. I'm going right down to the city hall and tell them to fix it.
Oh, for heaven's sake, don't start anything. It can only lead to trouble.
Trouble. By you is always trouble. What trouble can come from having fixed a hole in our pavement?
What trouble?
Yeah, what trouble?
What trouble came the time you gave the Merchants Association a picnic?
Was it my fault poison ivy wasn't seasoned?
From the time you bought boxing gloves for the boys' club.
Well, I didn't know two of the boys had a grudge against each other.
Well, by now you should have learned a lesson. Stop doing people favors.
This is not people. This is for the whole community.
Oh, you...
A hole in the pavement of our beautiful business district is not right.
Well,
And as honorary mayor, I will go down to the maintenance department and ask them to fix that hole.
You know what hole you should get fixed?
Which one?
The one in your head.
In my head, a hole? Could be. For goodness sake, what's going on? Mister! Yoo-hoo, mister!
Yeah!
What's going on?
I got orders to fix a hole in the pavement.
But I only said a small patch, for heaven's sake.
Hey, Kitzel, Your Honor!
Yes?
Come into the store!
1 minute. Oh, mister. Yoo-hoo. Mister.
Look out! You better get out of here, bud. You're going to get hurt.
But you mustn't tear up your hole.
Kitzel, come into the store!
All right, I'm coming. For goodness sake, who would think to fix a tiny patch in the pavement they would tear up?
There he is. Now we can ask him.
All right, I'll ask him.
You'll ask him. Let somebody ask him who can ask him.
Big mouth, who are you to ask him?
Gentlemen, ladies. Please, one on a time.
All right, Wilson, you ask him.
Mr. Kitzel.
Yes?
As a committee of the Merchants Association, we have convened to inquire if it is true and factual that you are responsible for the entire main business street being torn up, blocked off, and inaccessible. Is it?
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about. It's a beautiful English. I only know that I told him to fix a small hole in the pavement.
What?
You told him.
Mr. Kitzel, apparently you do not comprehend the catastrophe you have instigated.
I know I done whatever you
All
said,
the
but I
merchants
was...
have a semi-annual sale scheduled for next week.
Yes.
We have advertised it.
Mhm.
We have bought merchandise for it.
Mhm.
And you have ruined it, everything.
Me.
So, Mr. Kitzel, say something. What do you intend now to do?
Kitzel!
Juniors, what happened now?
Now they're tearing up the sidewalk.
The sidewalk they're tearing up. For goodness sake, Elmer, make a suggestion. Say something.
Well, Kitzel, my motto is, fools rush in, and brother, you sure did.
We'll return in a moment with part 2 of Here Comes Mr. Kitzel. Between the acts of a radio show, it's customary to tell the listening audience a few facts about the sponsor and the product. In other words, the sales message comes here. Well, we don't have a sales message yet, except this one, addressed to our prospective sponsors and their advertising agency representatives. We hope you'll take the following points into consideration when you consider spending your advertising dollars on a radio program. Here Comes Mr. Kitzel stars a comedian who has proven his ability and popularity as one of the leading characters on the Jack Benny program for the past 10 years. Public acceptance of dialect comedy has already been demonstrated by the success of such shows as The Goldbergs and Life with Luigi. Here Comes Mr. Kitzel is practical for television also, should you decide to convert the program to that medium. And finally, Here Comes Mr. Kitzel is budgeted sensibly. You can afford it. It will justify its budget with a consistently high rating. So now, as we proceed with the second half of the show, bear those points in mind. And for additional information, consult your advertising agency or contact R&A Productions by telephoning Sunset 33666 in Los Angeles. If you're out of town, R&A Productions will gladly pay the long-distance charges. And now, here again comes...
Mr. Kitzel, Mr. Kitzel, you're so lovable in trouble, we must hear part 2 of your show.
It's the following day, and once again, Mr. Kitzel is walking down Forest Avenue in a Boyle Heights section of Los Angeles on his way to the delicatessen store. Did I say walking? Well, stumbling and picking his way would be a better description, for the street and sidewalk is a shambles. And all around him, the noise of the drills and shovels add to the confusion. However, as he reaches the store, he gets an idea, and he hastens to tell his partner, Elmer Benson, about it.
Elmer, I got to talk to you. I got to do something about that situation.
Don't you think you've done enough?
Well, I mean about getting the street fixed quicker.
Quicker than what?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yes, the man in charge of the workhouse said 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, everybody will be bankrupt.
But he said that if I talk to the head man at City Hall, they might put on a night crew with a day crew, and by working 24 hours a day, the street time could be finished in half.
Oh, please, Kitzel, don't talk to anybody else. My motto is, let bad enough be good enough.
But I couldn't do anything now to make it any worse.
Yeah, I ought to agree with that, but knowing you, I'm not so sure.
Elmer, I'll go down to the City Hall right away. Marriage license? No, this I don't need it anymore. Planning commission? This I don't understand at all. Street maintainer. Here it is. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
2 days ago, I was in to see about getting fixed a hole in the pavement.
2 days ago?
Yes.
Well, my dear sir, you surely don't expect that we'd be able to do anything about it yet.
But that's just...
We have hundreds of requests like that every day, and we have to take care of them in turn.
Well, of course, but you see... But
and I think it's most unfair of you, most unfair. These applications for street repair work must be taken in the order that they're received.
But they started already to repair...
And I simply cannot make an exception for you or anybody. What did you say?
I said they already started to repair the street. It's all torn up. That's what I came to see you about.
Oh, the construction has already begun.
If you call that construction, yeah, it's begun.
Now, you see what splendid service we have in this department. Only 2 days from the date of application, and the work has already started. I must report this to Mr. Pettibone. He'll be thrilled, simply thrilled.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be excited. Yes. Is Mr. Pettibone the gentleman in charge, the number one boy?
Mr. Pettibone is our supervisor, yes.
Excuse me, I forgot to take off my hat. Tell me, would it be possible for me, please, to talk to him a few words?
Speak to Mr. Pettibone? What for?
Well, I wanted to ask his permission that they should put on a night crew that the street should be repaired sooner.
Sooner?
Yes.
Night crew?
Yeah.
My good man, don't you realize that you're getting the fastest service that has ever come to my attention?
But it's a business.
There are other people in this town who pay taxes, and they're entitled to their share of service.
I know, but
the only time we ever put our workmen on a 24-hour shift is for extreme emergency.
This is an emergency. All the business on the block has stopped because the street is all torn up in pieces. Every place you look,
Yes,
pieces,
yes, I
small
see.
pieces.
Well, I can't promise anything, but I'll take the application. Perhaps we have another crew available in your neighborhood. What's the address, please?
The 2700 block on Forest Avenue.
Well, now, I have a map of the city right here. Now, let me see. Forest.
F-O-R-S.
You must be mistaken, sir. There is no Forest Avenue.
No Forest Avenue? So the men are tearing up a street that's not there?
Are you absolutely sure they're tearing up the street?
Well, I was. Up until now, I was.
Well, we can't take an application purely on supposition.
Would you mind, please, looking again and see if you can't possibly force in someplace, Forest Avenue?
Now, my good man, I know my city maps and lists. And if I say there is no Forest Avenue, then you can be sure there is no Forest Avenue.
Well, I wouldn't want to argue.
That's better.
Tell me, please, in this case, Where is located my delicatessen?
Now, how should I know? I'm sure if you don't know where your own store is located, it's not my job to find it for you.
Well, you know, when I left, I'm positive it was on Pearce Avenue. I think. But if you say there's no such street, then it got to be someplace else. Oh, my. If it's someplace else, then everybody on the block is lost.
My. Oh, for heaven's sake. Of course it isn't on this list. It's on this list.
Oh, on this list?
Yes, it's been taken out of this list and put on this list.
From this list on this list. Yes.
There's construction being done on Forest Avenue.
There is?
We never carry streets on our regular list that are being repaired. Here's your Forest Avenue right here.
Lucky me. You're not lost anymore.
Now, you say that the traffic is impassable in both directions.
Not only that, it's impossible to get through.
Very well. We'll put on a double shift at once.
Thank you.
So glad to have been helpful.
Likewise, I'm sure.
There he is. Now we can tell him.
All right, I'll tell him.
Who are you to tell him? Let somebody tell him who can tell him.
Big mouth, who are you to tell him?
Now, again with the big mouth. No use to anybody get excited. Everything is going to be taken care of.
Of course it is. Everything is wonderful. Everything is fine. We are all going into the movies.
What's playing?
No. As actors. Now, Elmer, you tell.
Go ahead, Mr. Benson.
Well, Kitzel, for some reason I don't understand, it looks like everything is going to turn out all right. While you were downtown at City Hall, Consolidated Artists Picture Company called.
Yes, that's right, you see. And they require a torn-up street for scenes in their new picture.
Yes, and they found out about Forest Avenue being repaired, and they got permission to use it.
Furthermore, Kitzel,
yes?
They will employ all the businessmen on the block as extras at $25 a day.
$25 a day for acting?
That's right.
For heaven's sake, I must have a heart-to-heart talk with Mr. Benny. He's being underpaid.
Anyway, as usual, my dear Kitzel, your efforts in behalf of Boyle Heights bring us greater prosperity.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. But you know, one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
How are they going to make a picture with all the noise of the drills and the shovels and the steamrollers?
That's all arranged, Kitzel. They'll shoot the picture at night after the workmen leave.
Oh.
Kitzel, what's the matter?
Well, you see, I just now came from City Hall, and beginning tonight, they're going to put on a night shift so the street will be repaired quicker.
What?
You arranged it?
Well, I spoke to them.
All by yourself?
It was very difficult. For a while, the lady couldn't even find the street. Forest Avenue was completely lost.
Oh, so you found it for her.
Well, I knew it couldn't go very far away.
Mr. Kitzel, you mean to say that they're going to be working on the street 24 hours a day?
That's precisely what the lady promised me.
So it will not be possible to make a moving picture at night?
Oh, it could be possible if they're going to make a silent movie, it could be.
Oh, this is the end, Kitzel. The absolute end.
No, not if I know Kitzel. Well, happy boy, what are you going to do now?
Only one thing left to do. Back to City Hall.
That's right, making an extra 50 pounds of corned beef. As a matter of fact, double all the order. Hey, Kitzel, shut the door. I can't hear the wholesale market. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I said double the order. We've got big business. The street's being reopened.
Elma, for goodness sake, hurry up. They're waiting for us to cut the ribbon to open up the street.
All right, I'm coming up. All right, send whatever you've got. Goodbye.
Mr. Wilson is waiting for us. Lock the store. Let's go.
Oh, all right.
Oh, my. Isn't that a wonderful occasion?
Yeah.
Look at those crowds, those beautiful people.
Yeah.
The street is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Elmer,
Hmm?
I know that look on your face.
Huh?
Something is troubling you, I can tell.
Well, I'd just like to know one thing.
Uh-huh.
How did you arrange for them to temporarily stop working on the street so the picture could be made?
Oh, it was nothing at all. Nothing at all. The lady at the city hall was very cooperative.
What lady?
The one who keeps the lists of all the streets in Los Angeles.
So, what did she do?
When I told her what happened and explained the whole situation...
Yeah?
She temporarily lost again Forest Avenue.
For full and complete information regarding this program, consult your advertising agency or telephone R&A Productions, Sunset 33666 in Los Angeles. We'll be happy to pay long-distance charges.
Just another second now before you go, before you go, before you go. Just another second now before you go, and the same familiar tune.
Budgeted tonight and low to sell your wares.
Sell your wares.
Sell your wares.
Budgeted so nice and low to sell your wares that you must buy Kitzel Show. Mr. Kitzel, Mr. Kitzel, won't you say a final word to us before we leave you tonight?
Good night, everybody.
Here comes Mr. Kitzel stars Artie Auerbach and is written, produced, and directed by Ralph Rose. Will Wright plays Elmer. Music was by Del Castillo. The singing group is the Starlighters. Del Sharbutt speaking. This audition was produced through the facilities and courtesy of CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.